Hello friends, today I'm gonna review the all-new IGNIS 2024 model. So this is a just 5,000 kilometers review. So we bought this car for city purpose, especially for my dad. So far as the car has covered 5,000 kilometers as of now. It's an Alpha top end variant, manual version. So as usually I will divide this review between pros and cons. So this car has been extensively used by my dad, and few times it has been used by me also. So one word I can say about this car is a excellent car in terms of comfort, in terms of agileness, in terms of flexibility. This car is so compact, so driving this car on the city roads is a boon. So you won't feel any type of difficulties if you want to park anywhere. So this car is best for city use, and that doesn't mean that it's not good for highways. On highways also it can cruise effortlessly between 100 to 110 kilometers per hour. So this is a Nexa blue color, as you can see. This color is a very good color, but it's very difficult to maintain. So okay, I will come to that later. So as I said, I will divide this review between pros and cons. First, pros. The first pro of this car is the looks. As you can see, the car looks great at any given angle. It's like a mini SUV with the higher stands, with the roof rails. The looks of this car is so great. Maruti has done a very great job in designing this car. Even from the back also, it looks great. The looks of this car is so good. So this design has been updated at 2020, I think. So from then, the car has not received any major updates in terms of design. So the design is more or less same from 2020. So pre-2020, the model was somewhat different. You won't see this chrome beading. You won't see this U-shaped chrome design. I'm talking about pre-2020 model. So in 2020, the car has received few upgrades regarding the design, like the front grille, even the back, they have also changed. So, okay, the first pro is the design, like I said. And the second pro is the compact nature of this car. The car is so compact. So literally you can drive this car anywhere in the city, effortlessly. This car is a boon to drive in the city traffic. So you won't feel any type of difficulty while tackling the city traffic or while parking at any place, especially in our heavily crowded cities like Hyderabad. So the flexibility is also excellent. So sometimes you feel like you are driving a bike rather than driving a car. So this car is such flexible. So the second pro is the compactability and easy to drive in the traffic. Even in the heavy congested traffic areas also, you can park this car effortlessly without any difficulties. And the third pro is the headlamps. As you can see, this car is an Alpha model, top end variant. It is equipped with the LED projector lamps. And the throw is excellent during the night. No issues regarding any lightning. There is no issues regarding the lights. Since it is equipped with the projector headlamps, the throw at the night is excellent. And I will show you the LED DRLs also. This is a LED DRL strip surrounding the headlamp cluster. Wait, I will on the car and I will show you the beauty of that LED. Wait, what happened? Okay, that's it. As you can see, the LED DRLs looks fantastic. Even the camera is not doing any justification to show this LED cluster, because this chrome is dominating this LED DRLs. So the third pro is the headlamp setup. The headlamp setup is excellent. Let me off this car. And the fourth pro of this car is the ground clearance. So this car is actually, the Maruti advertised this car as a urban SUV. Okay, so as you can see, the design is also like a SUV, mini SUV. And since it is a mini SUV, the ground clearance of this car is superb. It's 180 mm. So you can go anywhere. So without having fear like that bottom will touch to any speed breaker. Okay, so the ground clearance of this car is fantastic. You can go anywhere effortlessly and peacefully. So without having any second thoughts. So after that, and even in the pros, there is one more thing. So from the outside, the car looks compact, but in the inside, the car is so spacious. As you can see, you can cruise effortlessly on the highways for longer durations. So these seat covers we got installed from the Nexa. These are genuine Nexa accessories. So the space in this car is also fantastic. So from the exterior it looks compact, but in the interior it is so spacious. So spacious. I will show you. Wait. There is ample amount of leg room. The under thigh support is also great. And you won't feel any discomfort while you go on this car, even on highways for longer durations. So one great thing about this car is, though it looks compact, but in the interior you won't feel that compactness. So Maruti has done a very great job in designing the interior of this car. So the another pro of this car is the 15-inch alloy wheels. So this car is equipped with the 15-inch alloy wheels right from the Jetta variant. So this is the full black 15-inch alloy wheels. So these alloy wheels look great. And one more thing I want to show you. Even you have this multi-information display. Let me on this car. Yes, as you can see, in the right corner there is multi-information display. So there are switches to toggle between the options. So right now I am getting 18 kilometers per liter in the city, and you have this range, you have this average speed, you have this driving time and whatnot, everything instant fuel economy. So you have a provision like whether you want to increase the brightness or decrease the brightness of the instrument cluster. So the the speedometer of this car is well equipped with lots of information, with the RPM meter in the left corner. In the middle you have this speedometer, the large dials, and you have this multi-information display in the top right corner. So since this is an alpha model, you can see a blue ambient like design. So this design is only comes in alpha variant, not in the Zeta and other lower models. And also when it comes to infotainment system, the infotainment system is basic. So this is carried down by previous Maruti models. It's a 7-inch touchscreen, no issues with it. The touch response is great, so you won't feel any type of lagginess or any disturbed feeling when you use this infotainment system. So the infotainment system is good enough. So you see this infotainment system from earlier cars, from the Maruti, like pre-facelift Baleno, pre-facelift Brezza, and even on Ciaz also the same infotainment system used to come. So that infotainment system was carried from the previous models. So even till date 2024, so this facelift was released on 2020. So even till late, this model looks fantastic. You won't feel any bored, or you won't get bored by the design of this car. This car is that attractive in terms of looks. And the major pro of this car is the engine. Since we all know the Maruti engines are robust and they're reliable and they last you thousands of kilometers without any issues. So engine of this car is 1.2 liter 4-cylinder petrol engine which produces 82 bhp of power. The engine is so silent and so smooth. Even if you go for longer durations on highways at high speeds, the engine doesn't feel any stressed or any fatigue. So the engine is such creamy, and the experience you get from this, the response and experience which you get from this engine is fantastic. So this is the main USP of the Maruti cars, their engine reliability. So most of the people buy Maruti cars for the only one reason. The only primary reason is the engine reliability. The engine reliability of any Maruti car is too great. You won't feel any type of vibrations or harshness at any speeds. So even if you drive for 100 to 200 kilometers on highways at high speeds like 100 to 120 between, so after that also the engine doesn't feel any harshness or any fatigue experience. So the engines are designed in such beautiful way to provide the ultimate satisfaction to the rider. So these are few pros which I feel in this IGNIS. And when it comes to the cons, there are no major cons for me in this car except the suspension setup. The suspension setup is somewhat on the stiffer side. So you will feel some sort of bumpiness when you drive on the uneven roads. I know the suspension has been tuned and designed in such a way that it handles very well on the highways. But somehow I feel the suspension is somewhat in a stiff way. So we have Baleno. Baleno has excellent suspension setup. So we can't compare Baleno with IGNIS. I accept that. But the suspension could have been improved. But I understand, since it belongs to mini SUV segment, Maruti has calibrated the suspension setup in such a way so that it handles well and it will not bottom out when it goes on the uneven roads or any big speed breakers. So the only major con, it's not a major con, it's a, it's a inheritant of the IGNIS. The suspension setup could have been on the smoother side, softer side. And what about, when I think about other cons, there are no major cons for me in this car. Even suspension is also, the suspension has improved a lot. So when we first bought this car, the suspension used to feel very, very stiff. So as we keep going on using this car, the suspension has been softened out. So now we can feel the suspension setup is perfect. No issues, but it could have been a little bit softer. That's it. As we all know, the Maruti cars, especially the IGNIS, the build quality is okay. It's not that great. I feel the new age Baleno is somewhat heavy built than this IGNIS. Since it is a city car, the build quality of this car is not that great. It's okay-ish. But don't compare the build quality of this car with Tatas. Tatas have the robust build quality. I accept that. Many people will simply compare the Maruti cars with the Tata cars in terms of build quality. See, every cars have pros and cons. Okay, there are few pros and cons in Maruti. There are few pros and cons in every other brand. Okay, so the build quality of this car is not so great. It is okay, but I feel the build quality of the Baleno, new age Baleno, is great than this IGNIS, because the Baleno has received major updates in 2022 in terms of design, in terms of sheet metal quality also. So since from 2020, the IGNIS doesn't receive any type of major upgrades in terms of design or in terms of any sheet metal quality. So those are pros and cons from my side. and this is not a long-term ownership review. This is just a 5,000 kilometers review. So far as I am pretty much satisfied with this car. So the list of the cars we thought before we buy the Ignis is Celerio and Punch, Tata Punch. So Tata Punch we ruled out because of the 3-cylinder engine and low fuel economy. Even the Punch engine is not that great. It's lethargic and it's not that responsive as the K series engine. Celerio, so we test driven the Celerio. The Celerio doesn't feel any type of, it doesn't provide any type of comfort experience because Celerio has got the hatchback like character. It's a very small car than Ignis, and the engine is also 1000cc. So when you compare the Ignis engine with the Celerio engine is not that great. So this car is mainly used by my father. Sometimes in rare occasions it is used by me also. So my father is not so great about the Celerio. So initially we thought Celerio was a great car, great city car, but after test driven, my father is not at all satisfied with the Celerio. In the Celerio, price is also very high. So it comes around 8 lakhs, 8 change for the top end version. So since this is an Alpha model, so we got some discounts and we paid like 8.45 lakhs. And we are pretty satisfied for the price we paid. And the improvements, suspension setup could have been definitely revised in a softer setup so that we can feel somewhat more comfortness inside the cabin. So that's it from my side. And if you have any queries or questions regarding Ignis, and one more thing, so conclusion. So who wants to buy Ignis? So if you are a first time buyer or if you are a frequent city traveler, I strongly recommend to go for Ignis because this is such a excellent car to drive inside the city. So as we know, day by day, the traffic conditions in our cities, metropolitan cities are increasing. So owning a big car is not a big deal, okay? But driving it in the city, congested traffic areas, and parking it properly without any difficulties plays a very big role. It plays a very big vital role. So if you are a frequent city traveler, I would suggest you to go for Ignis. This is such a fantastic, excellent car to drive inside the city. And yes, you can go on highways also, no issues. So recently my father and mother has done some 1400 kilometers change. They went for a short trip to my hometown. So it was around 1400 kilometers in 3 days or 2 days. So the feedback received by them is fantastic. There doesn't feel any type of fatigue or any tired experience in driving this car. Even the gear shifts, clutch travel, all are fantastic. It's Maruti here. It's Maruti Suzuki, Japanese engine. So you won't feel any type of discomfort after you drive for longer durations. And one more thing, the gear shifts and the clutch response is fantastic. It's buttery smooth. It's buttery smooth. So you won't feel any stucking of gears while you change the gears. The gear shifting is so fantastic, so creamy, I must say. So we are pretty satisfied with the car, except the suspension setup. Even that suspension setup as of now is okay-ish. No issues as of now. It has been softened a bit after 5,000 kilometers. Initially we felt so bumpy, but that bumpiness has gradually reduced a lot as of now. And the extra accessories we fixed in the showroom was this rain visors and this chrome beading at the rear. It further enhances the look of the car from the rear. That's it. Okay guys, if you have any doubts or queries regarding Ignis, or if you want to buy this car, still you have any confusion, please ping me in the comment section. I will try to answer them. Okay, bye bye.